Today I am working on a yellow and white floral arrangement to go to a funeral, and I've got some white lilies. I have some yellow roses to go in there, some yellow mini carns. I also have some goldenrod solidago to put in there as well. And then I'm going to grab probably some white carns, white daisies, just to balance out some white. So let's see how this goes. So I've got my greening in already. I've got some leather leaf and some boxwood just to give some different texture and fill out. And when I'm making an arrangement, I look at my greening and I kind of look for gaps. I look, where would my flowers sit nicely? So my lilies are going to go in first because they're delicate and they're usually odd shaped. I strip all of the bottom off like that, throw it in the garbage. We don't need it. I use a sharp knife to cut my flowers. And I try and measure against my counter kind of how high I would want my flowers or my stems to be cut. And then I look at the shape of my lilies and try and figure out where they would fit in the greening, where they would sit nicely. So how can I nestle them to be supported? So I'm going to cut probably about there. Turn this a bit more so you can see what I'm up to. And I'm just going to tuck it in like that. So that supports the lilies just like that. And I let the greening kind of shape my arrangement. I'm going to put one more stem of lilies in there. We've got about $80 to spend. I'm going to tuck the next one right back here. It's got to go in the water. Something like that. Okay. Okay, next I'm going to put my roses in because they are probably going to be my focal point. And I'm going to start with 3. Sometimes I go to 5. It is not often that I do 2 or 4, but it depends on, again, what my greening looks like. So I look for a gap. I'm seeing a gap right here. It's hard to see on the camera. Oh. I look for gaps. That is my secret hidden power. Look for the gaps. Let the greening guide me as to where things need to sit. And I trust it. I don't judge it. I just trust it. Pull off some of those extras on there. And I tuck this one right in front so that I've got 2 roses in there so far. And the third one, where's that going to go? Sometimes I wait. I'm going to put that one in after. I'm going to keep going with some other stuff. Okay, I'm going to go into the cooler and get a couple more things. All right, I got a few more things from the cooler. So I grabbed some white daisies. They have a yellow center, so they will go well with the yellow and white theme. I grabbed some white stalks. I love the smell of stalks. And some white alstroemeria just in case I want to use that as well. And so looking at what I've got for spacing, I'm thinking I'm going to put some daisies in there, and I'm going to peel off the extra leaves on them because we don't need them. That one's broken. We don't need that either. And then I just look at the shape of it. Honestly, this is how I make my flower arrangements. Truly is I look at the shape of the flowers and the stems, and I let them tell me where they want to go, where they would fit. So there's a space there. And I want one behind that yellow rose. So I think this one's the right shape to go there. About the right height. Like that. Okay, so that's 2 of those. Probably a third one in the very front here. That may be a little short. Just like that. Okay, so now I've got quite a white and yellow theme. All right. What do I want to do next? White stalks back there. Give some height. These have a nice sturdy stalk on them. Just give a little bit of height there. Pull off some of those extra leaves because they get in the way. And you don't want them sitting in the water because they will create bacteria fast. Okay, a couple of different heights there. I don't like them being the same height. I like to stagger the heights. Okay, now we're just going to fill it out. So now I see a space for the third rose. And it needs to be higher than the other two. Let's see if I can tuck it right back here. Yep. Okay. Let's try some yellow mini carns. What do we got? Peeling off all of the extra petals again that we don't need. Something like that. And this one's going to go on the side. And this little lonely one that broke off can also be reused. Let's find somewhere to put it that it looks okay. All right, do I want my sola to go in there? That's more yellow. I think I need to add a bit more yellow so that it's yellow and white, not just white with yellow. Adds a bit more yellow to that. Okay, I think it's pretty good. I'm just going to count it up and see if we're close to the $80, and if not, then I will find something else to add into it to equal the value of the customer's order. So I added up my total and I'm about $85 and my goal was 80. So I'm not going to add in any more flowers, but I do have some gaps and I'm going to use a filler flower of Limonium to just fill in the spaces. It just kind of rounds out the shape, adds a little bit more color and texture, and it will give me the goal that I am trying to achieve. I'm just going to pop some kind of in a few different spots. And then once I'm done this, I write out the card that goes with it. And I label it and put it in the cooler for pickup for the date that it needs to go to the funeral. I like these square vases. They kind of give me an up shape and not so much wide. Kind of gives me more of a direction. I like that. Maybe one more tall in the back on that side. A little bit of balance, but I also like a little bit of unbalance. Okay, I think that's adorable. Let's show you a better view of that. There it is. There's my creation. And this is the photo that I was looking at. So it's not quite the same because I didn't have yellow lilies, but my goodness, it's pretty good. So then I come into my photo corner and I get it all set up here to take a nice photo of. I like to save photos. Sometimes I look back at them. I post them on my Facebook page for a Friday flower fix so that people can enjoy all of the beauties that I've made over the week. And just a reminder, if you are a recipient of flowers, make sure you change your water every couple of days, and it will help your arrangements last even longer. Enjoy!